Anxiety is a feeling that everyone experiences. It's that knot in your stomach before a big presentation, or the unease you feel walking down a dark street. This is a normal, even helpful human emotion. It's your body's natural alarm system, designed to keep you alert and safe from danger. Think of it as a built-in survival mechanism that has been with us for thousands of years. When faced with a real threat, this response prepares you to either fight or flee. However, for millions of people, this alarm system can become overly sensitive. It can start ringing for no clear reason, or it can stay on long after a perceived threat has passed, turning a helpful instinct into a persistent problem. When this feeling of unease becomes constant and overwhelming, it may be an anxiety disorder. Unlike temporary worry, an anxiety disorder interferes with daily life. There are several different types, each with its own unique characteristics. Generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD, involves excessive, long-lasting worry about many different things, from health to finances, even when there's little reason for concern. Then there is panic disorder, which is characterized by sudden, intense episodes of fear known as panic attacks. These attacks can strike without warning and bring on terrifying physical symptoms, making a person feel as if they are losing control or having a heart attack. Another common type is social anxiety disorder. This isn't just shyness, it's an intense fear of being judged, negatively evaluated, or rejected in social situations. This fear can be so strong that it leads people to avoid social gatherings, public speaking, or even simple interactions like making eye contact. Specific phobias are also a form of anxiety, involving an overwhelming and irrational fear of a particular object or situation, like heights, spiders, or flying. Each of these disorders can make navigating the world feel like a constant challenge, turning everyday activities into sources of dread and avoidance, which significantly impacts a person's quality of life. It is important to understand that these conditions are not a sign of personal weakness. They are real, diagnosable medical conditions, just like diabetes or heart disease. The feelings they produce are not something a person can simply get over through willpower alone. Recognizing anxiety as a legitimate health issue is the first step towards seeking effective help. The brain's wiring and chemistry are deeply involved, creating a powerful cycle of fear and worry that can be difficult to break without the right tools and support. Acknowledging this reality helps to remove the stigma and encourages individuals to pursue the treatment they need to regain control over their lives. The causes of anxiety are complex and often involve a combination of factors. Biology plays a significant role. Genetics can make some people more prone to anxiety than others. If you have a close family member with an anxiety disorder, your risk may be higher. This is linked to our brain chemistry. Neurotransmitters, which are the chemical messengers in our brain, can become imbalanced. Key players like serotonin and dopamine help regulate mood, and when their levels are off, it can contribute to feelings of anxiety and fear. This biological predisposition means that for some, the foundation for anxiety is laid out in their very DNA and brain structure. Psychological and environmental factors also contribute heavily. Traumatic events, especially during childhood, can reshape how the brain responds to stress and fear later in life. Experiences like neglect, abuse, or the loss of a parent can leave a lasting imprint, making a person more vulnerable to anxiety. Chronic stress from work, finances, or relationship problems can also wear down your mental resilience over time, turning manageable worry into a full-blown disorder. Your environment and life experiences essentially teach your brain what to fear, and sometimes it learns its lessons too well, becoming hypervigilant and constantly on alert for danger. Sometimes the source of anxiety can be a physical health issue. Certain medical conditions can produce anxiety-like symptoms or make existing anxiety worse. For instance, thyroid problems, heart conditions, and respiratory disorders can all trigger feelings of panic and unease. Even the side effects of some medications can contribute to anxiety. This is why a thorough medical evaluation is often a crucial first step in diagnosing an anxiety disorder. It's important to rule out any underlying physical causes to ensure that the treatment plan is targeting the correct problem, whether its source is in the mind, the body, or both. Anxiety rarely travels alone. It often co-occurs with other mental health conditions. This is known as comorbidity. Depression and anxiety are frequent companions, with many people experiencing symptoms of both simultaneously. The persistent worry of anxiety can be exhausting, leading to the hopelessness and sadness characteristic of depression. Other conditions that often appear alongside anxiety include obsessive-compulsive disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, and attention deficit/hyperactivity disorder. This overlap can complicate diagnosis and treatment, as the symptoms can feed into each other, creating a cycle that is difficult to escape without comprehensive care. When you feel anxious, it's not just in your head. Your brain undergoes significant changes. The amygdala, which is the brain's fear center, becomes hyperactive. It acts like a smoke detector that is too sensitive, sounding the alarm even when there is no fire. At the same time, the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logical thinking and decision-making, becomes less active. This imbalance makes it difficult to rationalize your fears and calm yourself down. Essentially, your brain's emotional reactive system hijacks its thoughtful logical system, leaving you trapped in a state of heightened alert and perceived danger. This brain activity triggers a cascade of physical responses throughout your body. The fight or flight response floods your system with stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. This causes a host of immediate physical symptoms that can be very frightening. Your heart might start pounding in your chest, and you may begin to sweat or tremble. Your breathing can become rapid and shallow, sometimes leading to a feeling of shortness of breath or dizziness. Many people also experience stomach issues, like nausea or an upset stomach, as blood is diverted away from the digestive system and toward the muscles to prepare for action. These physical symptoms are not just uncomfortable, they can create a vicious cycle. For someone experiencing a panic attack, the physical sensations, like chest pain or a racing heart, can be so intense that they believe they are having a heart attack or dying. This terrifying thought fuels even more fear, which in turn worsens the physical symptoms. This loop can make people afraid of the symptoms themselves, leading them to avoid situations they think might trigger an attack. The fear of fear becomes a central part of the anxiety, trapping the person in a state of constant worry about their own bodily sensations. Over the long term, chronic anxiety can take a serious toll on your physical health. The constant presence of stress hormones can disrupt almost all of your body's processes. This can increase your risk for a range of health problems, including media group, senior checking blood pressure at home, doctor consulting patient about heart health at stock at distribute_equally, high blood pressure, heart disease, and a weakened immune system, making you more susceptible to infections. It can also lead to chronic digestive issues like irritable bowel syndrome and contribute to tension headaches and migraines. The profound connection between your mental state and physical well-being means that managing anxiety is not just about feeling better emotionally. It is essential for protecting your long-term physical health. The good news is that anxiety is highly manageable. A variety of effective strategies can help you regain a sense of control. Lifestyle changes are a powerful first line of defense. Regular physical exercise is one of the best things you can do for your brain. It helps burn off anxious energy and releases endorphins, which are natural mood elevators. A balanced diet, rich in whole foods, can also help stabilize your mood, while limiting caffeine and sugar can prevent spikes in anxiety. Finally, prioritizing sleep is critical. A well-rested mind is far more resilient to stress, so aiming for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night is essential. Mindfulness and relaxation techniques can directly counteract the body's stress response. Deep breathing exercises, for example, can help calm your nervous system in moments of high anxiety. By taking slow, deep breaths, you signal to your brain that the danger has passed, helping to deactivate the fight or flight response. Practices like meditation and yoga can also help you become more aware of your thoughts without getting caught up in them. These techniques train your brain to stay in the present moment, rather than worrying about the future or dwelling on the past, which is where anxiety often thrives. For many people, professional help is a vital part of recovery. Therapies like cognitive behavioral therapy are extremely effective for anxiety. CBT helps you identify and challenge the negative thought patterns and behaviors that fuel your anxiety, teaching you new ways to cope with challenging situations. In some cases, a doctor might also recommend medication, such as antidepressants or anti-anxiety drugs, to help rebalance brain chemistry and reduce symptoms. The best approach often combines therapy with lifestyle changes, and sometimes medication, tailored to the individual's specific needs and circumstances. Building a strong support system of friends and family is also invaluable. Understanding anxiety is the most important step toward overcoming it. When you learn what is happening in your brain and body, the experience becomes less mysterious and frightening. Knowing the causes, symptoms, and effective treatments empowers you to take action. It helps you recognize that you are not alone, and that what you are feeling is a treatable condition, not a personal failing. This knowledge reduces stigma and encourages open conversations, making it easier to seek help. By educating yourself and others, you can begin to dismantle the power that anxiety holds and start on the path toward a calmer, healthier life.